It's time for the Salt and Sass podcast, when we share our love for the wonderful world of board games with you, whether you're a gaming veteran or just starting your tabletop journey. Welcome to episode 90. I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Mandi.
Mandi, I was going to try to be all fancy and say it in French, and then I had this panic attack and realized I don't remember what 90. I don't remember what it is in French.
90 is a hard one. It's is it Quatre-vingt-dix? I think.
Quatre-vingt-dix. Okay. Oh
it's like 4 20s and 10.
My goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you for being there for me on that
No
front.
problem.
Epic fail. 90, approaching 100. Amazing. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for 100. I know we have one little thing that we're going to change up, not in a positive way at 100,
Yeah.
but we'll have to think about celebrating, because 100 is a nice round number. But
It is.
we still have a few more episodes to go until then.
Mm-hmm.
Mandi, I gotta be honest, I'm exhausted. Thank you for delaying recording, because I just got back from GAMA trade show. We talk a little bit about that. Games. You've got a game for me.
I do. We'll see how that goes.
We'll be serving up a game pie, talking about games we want to play. But first, of course, Mandi, did you sneak in a line into our show notes?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, folks, I was gonna be like, but first we can talk about the video games we've been playing, but now I noticed right above the video game notes, Mandi snuck in a line. All right, Mandi, go for it.
3D printing updates, because I've been a busy little bee.
I love you, Mandi.
It'll be very quick, I promise. Very, very quick
it's fine. It's fine.
But I'm so excited about it. So I've decided to start a neurospicy corner. So for those who are, like me, ADHD, autistic, whatever, the flavor we have is that we have some little fidget toys or something that, at work, like, oh, I'm feeling stressed, and come to the little corner and play with. And I've already got a couple 10-point stars. If you know, you know. A little ice cream that turns and clicks a little bit, but it's like a soft click. Anyway, I made one for my friend Stephanie and 2 for her daughters, and she's like, they love it. She loves it. So I've been busy doing that stuff. So that's for the little corner at work. I just told Suzanne I printed... This is bringing me back to my Lisa Frank days. A shiny satin pink unicorn headphone stand that I will be putting at work, because it's cute and it's my office. And also I printed some flowers. I was just showing Suzanne. I printed some translucent flowers in like pink and green and all kinds of fun colors, and with a little cute kind of paper-looking bag in pink with a bow that I'm going to be putting on my desk. Anyway, I thought it was really cool. The roses looked kind of like modern, I think is what, Suzanne, how you described it. And so I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So that's it. It was quick. There's some other ones, but I'll save those for next time.
Mine, you don't have to justify. I just think it's funny that I looked at the show notes and that was not there until very, very close to when we hit record. So that's what I'm amused by. Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, beyond 3D printing, before we start talking about board games.
Yes.
I mean, let's put it this way. I got a video game I got to talk about.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you?
I see yours, and I have not played it, so I'm interested to hear about it.
Okay, well, I'll go first, and then you can.
Yeah.
Hey. In case, Slay the Spire 2 has entered early access, people. This is not a drill. This is real. It's happening. I have played far too much of it, considering how long it's been out.
Really?
Mandi, if you like Slay the Spire 1, from what I can tell, they freaking nailed the sequel in so many ways. So, first of all, 2 new characters.
Oh.
And I don't think that so you get the Ironclad, the Defect, and the Silent that were in the original game. The Watcher, which is the character they added later, is not in the game yet. We'll see. But then they've already introduced 2 new characters, the Necrobinder and the Regent. And they are great. The Regent actually introduces basically a second currency to spend. So you know how normally you have a cost to spend the card? This is like you have a sun currency, and then you have like a moon currency, a star currency, and you have to balance that and you earn it. It's real clever, tricksy, but in a good way. And then the Necrobinder, my new favorite, she's a little skeleton, and she has a big skeleton hand minion that is there called Osti. It's it's so great. The playstyle is fantastic. There's at least a couple different builds you can do with it. I'm exploring both. Still
Yeah.
haven't won with her, but
Okay.
loving losing with her for sure.
Sure.
So great new characters. All of the animations and illustrations have been refreshed. They feel more modern and clean,
Mhm.
but still have that vibe of the original Slay the Spire. But so thumbs up for graphics upgrades, thumbs
Yep.
up for new characters, thumbs up for balancing the old characters. So the old characters have some new tricks and twists. So even if you've played Slay the Spire one and you love the defect, as I do, there are some new cards and some new potions and some new relics and
Ooh,
things
that's
like
nice.
that. And some of the cards that I used to play, I have not seen yet.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Cool. That's fine because it gives you something new to explore. Big thumbs up on that as well.
Uh-huh.
And the one of the biggest things, and I don't know how much this applies for everybody, but it certainly applies to me, it has co-op now. You
Oh,
can
that's
play up to
nice.
4 players co-op. As far as I can tell, it mostly just ups the amount of damage the enemy that needs to take,
Uh-huh.
but you can do little things like when you go to rest and heal, you can choose to heal one of your party instead of yourself. So if somebody
That's
is
pretty cool.
tanking for you,
Mhm.
you can heal them together collectively.
Oh, that's
Or
nice.
potions in the midst of battle. If you're like, oh, you've got a great build and you can use more strength, you can throw your strength potion on your teammate to
Right.
strengthen them. So little touches like that, it plays pretty smoothly. You can also play the same character. So I played with my son the other night and we both played the Necrobinder kind of thing.
Okay.
Ah, really great addition to have that native cooperative mode. So Slay the Spire 2, I'm absolutely addicted to it. It's living up to all my hopes and dreams. I've hit a few bumps, like a few
Sure.
bugs, but it's early access, not a problem. I also bought Pokemon Pokopia,
Okay. I've
which
heard
is
of this.
like
Yeah.
it's like Animal Crossing meets Pokemon meets Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
I've played it for 5 minutes because it came out literally the same day as Slay the Spire
So
2,
yeah, you had to
so
make a choice.
a girl's gotta make a choice. That's where I'm at. All right, Mandy, what have you been playing?
No, that's very cool. I'm very excited to try Slay the
It's so
Spire 2 when it's on sale.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
that atta girl. That's my girl.
I say that now, and then I'll probably cave, but we'll see.
I mean, you gotta do it.
But somebody had mentioned online they were wanting to know how I was faring with Mio Memories in Orbit. So I just wanted to give a quick update on that. And it's one of those games that, for those who don't know, it's I don't know, it's a Metroidvania type game. So I don't know if that's not your style. I still think it's worth trying because it's very pretty. It seems to be like a new or different type genre of game. And all that to say, I like it. I don't know if it's going to be a game for me going forward. We'll see. I think that's just because I'm stuck because it doesn't
Sure,
have like a
sure.
map per se. So I'm trying to kind of figure out where to go. And I find sometimes when I go in a game and I get a little lost or I don't have that guidance, I'm kind of like, okay, I don't really want to play this anymore. I'm getting to that point. However, I want to give it a fair shot. So this is more of just like an update for people asking. Beautiful game. I like where the gameplay is going. I think because I'm stuck right now, my mind's kind of like, okay, I don't want to play this anymore. But I'd still like to give it a little bit more time, see if I can navigate a little bit better before I give my final thoughts on it. So that's my update with Mio, Memories in Orbit. But if you haven't tried it and you like Metroidvania games, I think it's worth checking out. It's been pretty cool and it looks really pretty. A new one that popped up on Xbox Game Pass is A Planet of Lana 2. So I don't know. I think Suzanne asked you and you said you hadn't played this one.
I've never even heard of it.
Okay, so I was trying to convince Suzanne to get Planet of Lana, the first one, because it's like $2 on Steam. So I'm like, you
Sure.
can give it a whirl. But it's supposed to be, and to be fair, I own one and I haven't really played through all of it either. Just so many games, right? But I like the story kind of aspect, but there's also some platforming and puzzle to the game. I do like puzzles to the game, but I think I also like the fact that it's a bit narrative as well. And I think it's just continuing that story. So they're talking about, I think it takes place on a planet. So it's like a specific planet. Lana in this one's going to have a
Is it the
companion, and then
planet
they're going to
of
be facing
Lana?
the world. Say?
Is it the planet of Lana that it's on?
Oh, yes. That would be correct.
Sorry.
No, I walked right into that one. But if you haven't tried it, I think, like I said, the first one is like a couple dollars on Steam right now on sales, like 90% off.
Yeah.
And they have a demo of number 2 on Steam as well. So, you can see if it's for you. But it has some really cute art. I really like the style of the game. Again, usually I'm not into, sometimes some of these, the theming doesn't do it for me, but I actually really enjoy where it's going. So Planet of Lana 2, looking forward to trying it. I probably should finish 1, but 2's available right now. So I will check that out. And quickly, and I don't think I actually put on the list, but just a quick one, the Talos Principle 2. I don't know
Oh,
if you've
okay.
played those. Yeah, that's also,
Yeah,
I
I
think,
know.
on.
At least I've heard of these.
They're on Game Pass and other things. Anyway, if you like puzzle type games, it literally is that. You're just going from room to room, figuring out the puzzles. And I like it. Like some of them I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I should know this. It's like there and I'll keep at it. And I'm like, oh, I knew it. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I like the fact that it starts you off a little, easier, gets a bit more challenging. And I like that you can find a couple of ways to sort it out. So Talos Principle 2 is another one that I've also been really enjoying. So there you go. I like a good puzzle game. What can I say?
Absolutely. Sounds great. I
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking at Planet of Lana. It's only $2.
That's what I'm saying, for $2, I mean, even if you hate it for $2, I mean, give it a go.
Noted. Well, Mandy, I thought I'd just share a little of my GAMA experience. You and I were talking about it a little bit before we recorded, but honestly, I haven't even shared much with you yet.
Yeah,
And, it's fun because GAMA's a trade show, right? GAMA's
right.
not a consumer convention. So it's really technically not open to the public. And it's a different experience. It's definitely different than Origins, Gen Con, PAX Unplugged, Spiel, that kind of thing. First of all, uh, always, for me, we've been doing things in the hobby for so long. A lot of people, it's always nice to see people. But I did
Yeah.
meet at least one lovely listener, Alan, I believe your name was. If I'm mixing up, I'm so sorry. We had like a drive by in the hallway, and he's like, "Salt and Sass?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he said, "I listened to you." I'm
Nice.
like, "Oh, so amazing. Thank you so much for saying hi. I really appreciate that." This is the last year GAMA will be in Louisville, Kentucky. They
Right.
had 3 years in Louisville, Kentucky. Can't say I'm gonna miss it. Sorry. Sorry. Just gonna be real. Goodbye, Louisville. It's not about Louisville. For me, it's more about getting to Louisville and
Sure.
how hard it is to get to Louisville from Seattle, Washington. A nightmare. I hate that
Ooh.
travel. I'm so glad it's moving to a city I can get a direct flight to. Just saying.
Right.
But it is what it is. Plus, it's awkward. Again, not about the city, but there's the convention center. And then a lot happens at the convention center, but then a lot also happens at this place called the Galt House,
Okay.
which is a hotel
Oh,
a block away. And so, you're having meetings, right? Because it's a trade show. So it's a lot of meetings, a lot of seminars. If you have a meeting in the Galt House and then a meeting at the convention center, there's so much running back and forth between buildings, right? I think I
right.
did like 24,000 steps one day.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a lot.
just so much, right? And it's bad enough for me. I'm able bodied and that kind of thing. If you're disabled, that would be a freaking nightmare
Sure.
and just almost hostile to your ability to navigate GAMA. So that's one random thing about GAMA in Louisville that I really dislike. That said, it was great to see people, and it is in some ways it's a shame we're leaving because I feel like people were just settled. After 3 years, you just
Right.
got it, right? So this was like people knew where to go. They knew where to have lunch. They knew where to meet. They knew what like that kind of thing. And
Uh-huh.
now we're going to have to reorient in a new location. I would say this is a year that I went to a few seminars and I was impressed. I think Gamma's really up to their game in
Okay.
what they're offering and how polished so many of the presentations were and panels were. I thought that was honestly really good. T. Karras from Hachette did a wonderful presentation on selling on Amazon and some of the pitfalls for publishers there. And just hugely informational. There was a group that did email marketing and things
Uh-huh.
like that. They were packed. They were
Wow.
packed to the brim. They were like you had to sign up ahead of it, and they were scanning you in because they were at capacity. So
Yeah.
a lot of engagement. It felt very busy. It felt like all the parties there, which are mainly retailers, distributors, and publishers with some media, everybody was super engaged and really trying to explore everything that Gamma had to offer, which was cool. The exhibit hall, it's the biggest. They kept on expanding the space that they were giving to booths because there was so
Oh,
much
wow.
demand.
Yeah.
So the exhibit hall was the biggest that it has ever been at Gamma, and there were a lot of cool things to see and a lot of cool things to check out. Also, on all ends of all points along the scale from small independent creators to like Asmodee,
Yep.
right? Everybody in between. And that's just so cool. And because it's a trade show, it's a little calmer in the halls, right?
Right.
You're not rushing to buy things, you're not purchasing things here in general. You're not and you're not pressed up against people fighting to get down the hallway. So you can actually go and explore what each booth has to offer or to
Mm,
say or to show without kind of that crowd stress as much, which
right.
is really, really nice, to be honest. So I would say I had a great GAMA. I personally was busy as heck. It was the busiest game I ever had. I was in so many, business meetings with all sorts of different people. It was weirdly hectic. I mean, I'm talking up at 6 a.m., bed at midnight. And Mandi, you know me, that is not my rhythm,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So I'm a little tired, plus the jet lag. But I think it was a successful GAMA. I'm
Good.
looking forward to what it's like in Baltimore next year.
Yeah. That move, I think, will make a big difference. So, see.
We shall see. I mean, who knows? I've never been to Baltimore. Have you?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think I have.
Hey, folks out there, if you live in Baltimore, drop your comment. Like, where do we eat? Where do we go? We'll be at the convention center. Where are the great lunch places, breakfast places? What are the must-sees,
Wait,
must-dos in Baltimore? Because I've never been.
it's
I want to.
Baltimore. Okay, this is gonna sound really bad because it's been forever. Baltimore. I know. Is their football team the Ravens, or is that somebody else?
Yeah.
Is it the
Yeah,
Ravens?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I actually met somebody who played for them, and no, it was we were at something. We all hung out. They were very nice, and yeah.
Yeah, you
So there you go.
met
That's my only
someone. Huh?
connection to Baltimore.
Uh-huh. Noted. Noted.
I don't think he plays for them anymore. So
I mean, that's a short career, right?
yes,
Even the best
exactly,
only
exactly.
goes so long. So, all right. So that was my GAMA experience. We've got definitely games that we want to talk about, but
Mhm.
Mandi, I know you worked on something to stress me out
Yes.
here.
No, it's. I think it's going to be bad for me. I think you'll be all right. But this game, I
You
didn't
know
have a
the
good.
answers.
Yeah, but I have to make you guess them.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yes, I don't have a catchy title. It's literally guess the words. It's not even. I'm too tired. All that's as good as it's gonna get.
I like the title. Guess the words. Ah. That's solid.
Exactly.
Solid work there, kid.
Okay, so I'll give a quick rundown how it works. I have a list of 6 words, and technically they could be about anything, but
Okay.
we'll keep it. It's the first one. It's a board game podcast. Let's start a bit light, and they're related to board games. How about that? We'll go with that.
Okay.
So I have 6 words related to board games. I am the clue giver, so I have 12 clues or 12 words that I can use to help Suzanne guess this list of 6 words. I'm going to go in order. So
Okay.
for the first word that I'm trying to get her to guess, I'm going to give one word for the clue for her to guess what the word is. But if she's not getting it, I can give out another, but that ticks down how many clues I have left to help her guess the next 5 words on the list. So I don't want to use my clues too much in the first 2 words I'm trying to get her to guess. Otherwise, I'm not going to have enough clues for her to guess all the words.
Okay. So I have to be okay. We have to lock in, Mandi.
Lock in.
in. I'm locking in.
Yes. All right. Are we ready?
No.
I know. Okay. Here we go. We're going to try this. Now, I'm starting with 12 words, 12 clues. So hopefully, and I should say the goal is to try and do this with me using as few clues as possible.
All right.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, God. Busy.
Oh, I don't like this game.
Yeah, that was a bad one. That was bad, I think.
Busy. You are, and it's game related.
Yes, these are, I will give you the hint that these are game related words.
Okay. Busy. Okay, y'all, if you're playing along, you got to tell me what you come up with busy because I'm struggling.
Okay. I'll give you another one. For
Next
this one.
word.
Same word, but I'm going to
Okay.
give you another clue.
Okay.
Crowded.
Kickstarter?
No.
Okay.
Okay. That's okay. My God, this is harder than I thought.
Wait. Busy, crowded, Gen Con. Spiel.
Okay. General.
Conventions.
You got it.
Okay.
I'm down to 8 clues. I got to get better at these clues, okay? This is rough out here. So,
Okay.
first word, conventions. And we used, what do we use? Like 4
3
words to get there.
I thought you 3. Busy,
Crowded.
general.
General. Okay. So at 9. Yeah. Right, so we use 3 words. Sorry. Math is hard. Okay, there we go. Actually, I'm regretting this next word. Felled.
The answer is the answer one word?
Yes, anything that I have here, one of them might be like an acronym, but yes, one word.
Designer.
Okay. Nope. Genre? I'm thinking books, but whatever. Okay.
Wait.
Okay, no, don't worry, I'm not gonna-
Wait, genre.
Yeah.
Genre. A felled genre. Okay, felled is known for being like, okay, heavier, like Trajan, like Moncala style, worker placement. He doesn't like, I don't feel like felled is known for worker placement though. I feel like it's more like Moncala or
You want another clue?
I mean, yeah.
Dry.
Euro.
Yes. No, you're doing great. I'm just giving really bad clues.
We're like, no. All right.
Okay, so we have conventions, Euro. Okay, next one, roll.
Dice.
Yes.
All right.
Oh gosh, I have 5 words left. Or 5 clues left, excuse me. So we have
5 clues
conventions,
and 3 words. Okay,
3 words, yeah, so
we're warming up. We're warming up. We got this. We got this.
conventions, Euro, dice. Oh, okay. I made these lists and I'm regretting it now. Golf.
Score?
Okay, no. Okay. Mistake.
Golf mistake is a bogey. If it's a golf mistake, I don't know golf.
No, and I gave you the wrong
swing and a
clue.
miss.
I gave you a wrong clue.
Oh, you gave me okay.
Yeah. That's okay. I used a word, so okay. Okay, I'll
Well-
give you another one. Redo.
Mulligan?
Yes! I gave you the wrong word, that's why. That's my bad.
Golf. I was like, okay.
It is! It's a golf term!
Oh my gosh,
I thought you
mulligan.
knew that! Yeah, it's a golf term.
I didn't know that. I don't know golf.
Oh, I mean, I don't either, but I know a few, but that is one of them. So, I mean, that was great. You pulled that out then. I'm very
Okay,
impressed
but
with
are
you.
we out of words or we have like
No.
3 more words?
3 more. So we have 2 more words on the list, and I have 3 more clues.
All right, we got this. I
And if
got
you're-
dice in one. We can
Listen,
do this.
You're doing great. I'm just giving some poor clues here. No. Okay. Oh my God, this next one. Narrative.
RPG.
Yes. Oh, that was strong. That was strong. Okay.
Teamwork. Yeah.
I love it. So 2 clues, 1 word left. This is very exciting. And this is a doozy. Okay. I'm probably gonna use the 2 words for this. Crowdfunding.
Miniatures.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Which I know there's some. It says something that you said crowdfunding, and the word I came up with was miniatures.
And I know exactly where you're going with it. So
At me, folks. At me. I'm ready
No.
for it. Bring it. I know. I get it. I'm sorry.
I needed 3 words for this clue, so I'm gonna throw it out here, and I think this is gonna be a shot in the dark for you. What did I say? Crowdfunding? I can go 2 ways here. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna throw it out. I needed 3 words, but indie.
Like, it's funny because you say crowdfunding and indie, and my mind actually now goes to RPG, which was the word that we just had. Crowdfunding, indie.
Yeah, that, and I should have given that one after. That was gonna be my last clue if you didn't get it, but
Crowdfunding, indie. That's a tough one. That could be a lot of things. Crowdfunding, indie. I mean, it's not crowdfunding.
wait, what were you gonna say?
Publisher.
No. Okay,
Yeah.
Platform. We're out of words at this point, but
All right. Platform.
yeah. But that's
Well,
okay. If I said
not
platform, would you
bad.
have known?
Wait. Wait. The word is platform?
No. Platform is a clue I'm giving you. Like, we've already
Oh,
maxed
I
our
thought
words.
the word was platform. Crowdfunding, indie, platform. would
Yeah,
be-
and to be fair, this would be a shot in the dark.
crowdfunding, indie, platform. Crowdfunding, indie, platform. It's not Kickstarter
No.
because that would be not indie.
Yeah.
And it's not Backer Kit.
Yes! Oh my God! The fact that you got it from that
Wow.
is impressive. But I needed the
Interesting.
3 clues for that one.
Yeah,
So.
that was
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mandi. Good, guess the word. Good job. Guess the
You did
word.
great.
We did it. We did it. All right.
Oh God.
Thank you for that. We'll see. We'll have a game. Maybe. Games are fun. I'm having fun with the game. So I think it's my
had fun,
turn.
and nobody judge my clues, okay?
Oh, I'm
It's a
judging.
struggle out
I'm
here.
judging. I'll serve something up next episode, but before we talk about the games we've
Yeah.
been playing, Mandi, quick, you got a campaign you wanna highlight?
Yeah, this is gonna be super quick because it's one of those ones I'm like, I'm interested in it, but I'm like, I don't know, because JRPGs are not really my thing, but this looks like it could be my thing. So it's called Legends of Akaroth, Songs of Lost Age, and it is a JRPG inspired by TTRPGs. That's a lot of words there. So it's supposed to be, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's published by Cross Paths Press. So they've done a few other RPGs that I've looked at. It ends on March 19th, 2026. And if you're looking for the book bundle, which is the books and the PDFs, which is like the basic tier, it's about 119 Canadian. Generally, RPGs are not, they're a little more on the expensive side because you're getting into hardcover books and things like that. So this is on BackerKit, funny enough. And they're saying it's inspired by the Blue Sky Adventures and story of SNES, so Super Nintendo, era of JRPGs such as Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and Fire Emblem. I'm not a JRPG fan, but all those things that were listed are things that I'm actually interested in. So they're just trying to do that experience for you, but in the form of an RPG. And you can, in fact, play it solo. I think they have a listing of a solo, duet, GM-less, or GM-led, because people don't realize GM-less and solo, those are not the same things. It just means you can play as a group without one person being the lead. So I love that you can play in so many ways.
Yeah.
And the fact that it touches out, like it kind of brings back some of those memories of some of those games that I used to play, but in a TTRPG, JRPG kind of way, I'm into it. So they have like a core rule book, and then they have like a little starter set, which I appreciate as well. So if you're like, I just want to check it out and see what it is, they have that available. And I think that is a little bit less in cost if you just want to try that out as well. So that's all I've got so far. I'm still kind of like debating because I'm like, do I need another one? I have a lot on my shelf that I need to play, but this one just looks so cute. So Legends of Akaroth, very interested, at least looking into it a little bit more. So if somebody has played it or has some insight to it, please, I'd love to know more.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I don't have a campaign because I've been too busy to look at campaigns. So we
You've
will
been busy.
move on. Mandi, let's talk about some of the games we've been playing.
Okay, well, the game that I'm going to talk about first, I actually did a stream of this solo. It was a sponsored stream, so... Solo.
What,
I know.
what?
Flat Out Games must have said, hey, I've watched your solo streams and those look great. I'm lying. They probably just said, Mandi, you and Suzanne talk about rolling rights, and Suzanne wasn't available, so we'll do.
It's a rolling right?
It's a rolling right. So we know that this is something you're going to hear about. So Forage is designed by Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, and Sean Stankovich. Art is by Beth Sobel and is published by Flat Out Games. Heyo! Now this game is currently on Kickstarter, so I am reviewing the version that I have, which seems pretty complete, but just in case anybody's wondering. And I've played it with people solo, so I can give you both aspects, but they play very similarly. It's for 1 to 6 players, and it plays in about 15 to 30 minutes. Ish. And it's on Kickstarter, retailing for about $26 Canadian. It is also on Kickstarter with another game called Honeypot, which I will probably talk about at a later time. So Forage, as I said earlier, is a roll and write game. Heyo! And it takes place over 13 rounds. I have to think to myself. There's a little pathing that gets set up that helps you keep track of that, which is really nice. And as the name suggests, you are doing that. You are foraging. You're exploring. I like that you're giving little gifts and you're trying to fill your pantry with all the things that you forage. So those are some of the things that you're trying to do. So what's going to happen in the game, I should mention, all the cards and everything are, not waterproofed, but you can use markers on them. So all the cards are that same kind of texture, so you can use markers to cross things off or track things as you go. So that's really important. So what's going to happen at the start of the game is that you're going to have a timesheet, so something that tracks your time, because time is money in this game, or time is going to get you more actions, if anything, or more symbols, which is always important. You're also going to have a little board that's going to track your points and any kind of, they have these badges that you can get points for as well. You're also going to have piles of cards, gifts, pantry cards, and expedition cards. And you are going to start with one of those at the start of the game for you to acquire points, bonuses, that sort of thing as you continue, time, things like that. You're also going to have an area where you have dice. And this, honestly, that's the meat of the game, right? And this is where you're going to roll dice, and you're going to separate your dice by dice that have the same symbols on one side and dice that have different symbols. And then you have one black die that sits in the middle, and that's going to be used with either kind of side that you decide to go with. You also have paths of these tiles that are going to kind of count down for you how long the game is going to progress, but they're going to get flipped and you get bonuses if you want to use time to buy them. That is an option for you. And you also have objective cards that you want to try to complete as well before other people do for higher points. During a round, someone's going to roll these dice, separate them out like I was mentioning. Then you have a choice. You can go for an expedition, which is you're going to follow a trail. Whatever symbols you have on the dice, you're going to cross them off, but you can only use the dice that are on the not the same side. So dice that are not the same. That's the only side of the card of those dice you can use, but you always get to use the black die that's in the middle with whatever action you choose. If you're going to fill up your pantry, which is you'll have bottles and colors, all pink in one row, all green in another row, or whatever the case may be, and then columns will be potentially different colors. You want to try and cross those out to get the bonuses on the end of the column or the row, and you can use the dice for those ones where dice are the same. So you can use the dice on the same, but just one set. You can't use all of them. You just use one set. Then the gift one, this is where you're trying to look for symbols, or potentially it'll say you just need 4 of something to complete a certain part of the gift. You can use any side. So pick a set of dice on either side, all different, or a set that are the same. And you would do that as well. And any of the time you complete any of these cards, there's a time bonus that you can get, and other bonuses as well for completing rows, columns, and things like that. Time is important because time allows you to get other symbols. Time gives you more actions, that sort of thing. So you're literally going to be doing that throughout the round, and then you're going to be able to use time to potentially buy points, help you complete cards, that sort of thing, based on these tiles that come up. You're going to do that for 13 rounds, end of the action phase of the 13th round, game over, count your points. It is a frenzy and a scramble because you're just like, I don't have enough time to do the things. I don't think I've scored higher than 38 points in this game. Friend had 46 or something, and she's like, oh, this is so terrible. I'm like, I've scored 38, so 46 is fantastic. But I do appreciate that there's a lot happening, and just when you think you've got something locked down, yeah, I'm doing all the things, you're like, oh my gosh, the game is almost over, and I feel like I have no points or I haven't done anything. Some of the goals even, you're just like, oh, I'm trying to, you can't do it all. You can certainly try, but you can't do it all. You got to focus, and I am starting to learn that as I play. So, the 15 to 30 minute time frame, I'd say it's probably a little longer than that, but not extremely long. Playing it solo was great. It literally plays the same with the exception of the objective cards. It depends on the round you're in, and when you finish it, the points will be a little different. Other than that, plays exactly the same. I like that, by the way, so I don't have to play against somebody else or have a dummy player. I just play it as it is. Rules are pretty straightforward. It's really easy to follow. It's just that challenge of getting those points. And when you play again, okay, let's try a different way. Maybe I'll focus on gifts. Maybe I'll focus on pantry. Anyway, you just have so many options, and I really appreciate that for small box type game. So I also like the way that the cards are. You can erase, you can write on them, whatever. They're all like that, and that's great. And it's not a struggle to come off like some other games that we've played. I'll leave the names out on that one. So long story short, I enjoyed Forage. I really like the fact that it was very straightforward, easy to play. And I think a lot of people will enjoy it. And it has chunky dice. I like that.
I had no idea. It was a roll, and I love, especially like the path and that sounds super fun.
Oh, you'll love it. Totally up your alley.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Forage.
Thank you for telling me about it. All right. Hey, speaking of roll and write games, my game is Seven Wonders Dice. Seven Wonders Dice. Thank you so much to my friends Josh and Melissa for telling me, Suzanne, you have to get this. As if I wasn't going to get it anyway, Josh and Melissa. Do you even know me? But they gave me a nice gentle elbow saying that they liked it. Appreciate that. Seven Wonders Dice is designed by Antoine Bauza, and we have illustrations from Agnes Ripoche, published by Repost Production, plays 2 to 7. I have no idea how much it costs. I just realized I forgot what I paid for it.
That's okay. I'll look it up while you're talking.
Okay. Oh, but bless you. So obviously Seven Wonders Dice is the roll and write set in the world of Seven Wonders, Seven Wonders, the duel, and Seven Wonders, whatever. This one, you're gonna open it up, and there's 2 to 7, 7 wonders. You're gonna have different boards. The boards are mostly the same, so they're dry erase boards that fold in half, and you open it up. And like one of the key differences is the wonder, which is just a small bar at the top left. So there is some variability. There are subtle art differences between the boards and things like that. Mandy's telling me it's 33 Canadian dollars, which probably is 25 to 30 US dollars.
Yeah.
Ooh, which would be a good price for it, actually, because you're getting those 7 dry erase boards. There's a handful of custom dice, and interesting choice here, oil pencils instead of
Oh,
markers or pencils. They give you, like, no dry erase pens, but oil markers, which is not a common thing. It's
interesting.
an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. They actually work pretty well. Like, I
Hmm.
shouldn't it's more of a philosophical debate because in actuality, they work just fine, except the big thing is, just like with pencils, you need a sharpener. And in
Uh,
this case, your standard sharpener won't work because 'cause they're big fat pencils, and so you need a special sharpener.
oh, I thought they were the ones that you peel, like what I use for sewing.
No, not like no.
Ah,
That would have maybe notched it up there, Mandy. Good call on that one. But
okay.
they worked fine. They give you
Sure.
little pieces of fabric to serve as your erasers. Cool.
Okay.
Alrighty. So you get those boards, you hand it out, you got the big custom dice, and there is a box in the box. You get a box in the box. It's a little
Okay.
box. It's a low, flat little box, and it's got ridges in the inside of the box. It's a ridged little box in the big game box.
Okay.
Waggle eyebrows here.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's the gimmick. It is the gimmick in this game because what happens is the sections, the 4 sections, you have a box and it's divided into 4 sections. You throw all the dice there, you put the lid on, and you shake the ever loving heck out of this box. And that's how you randomize dice. You take the lid off, and the dice are rolled, and then they are in one of those 4 sections. That is your market. So the corners of the sections are 0, 1, 2, or 3. That is how much gold you must spend to use the dice that's in that section. I gotta say, besides the kinetic fun of doing it that way,
Yeah.
it works really well as a method to do a random market. I quite
Nice.
frankly love it. Think it's awesome. So that's what happens. They all get rolled. Everybody simultaneously picks one of those dice, pays for it. You mark a coin off of your little band at the bottom of your sheet, and then you get to mark in the section of the die that you selected. So on your board, there are 4 primary areas, a blue, a green, a yellow, and a red area, and they correspond to things that you might have seen in Seven Wonders, like the red is military,
Mhm.
right? You remember the military cards?
Yes.
Red is military. But you draft the military die, it says a very specific section of the military section that you mark off. Cool. Same thing with the blue section. You draft the blue die. There's rows and columns, and you're gonna say, "Oh, I drafted that one. That's that column, so I get to mark off there." Basically, now you're racing to complete different sections for points, things that you do get points. If you beat it first, you get a little bonus. As you complete a whole building, you mark off one of the 3 bonuses at the bottom, and the game ends when one person has marked off all 3 of their bonuses at the bottom. You can also choose instead to use to complete your wonder. The wonders are asynchronous, so they're all different, and there's a few other sections on the site on the sheet, which in some ways is fairly standard roll and write fair.
Mhm.
That's not a criticism. That's not a bad thing. I like standard roll and write fair. One kind of unique thing here is the resources. You have a little bar at the bottom. It has those basic resources like wood, stone, cloth, glass. I think I
Right.
can't remember. There's resources. And basically, you have to draft the resource die with that icon and mark it off. And that's basically you unlocking that resource. It's not something you spend, it's a gate that you have to clear for some of the other areas.
Uh-huh.
I think it works. It isn't necessarily explained perfectly well in the rule book, but it once you get it, I think it's a nice smooth way to pace you through the game as and let you focus on unlocking other things because you have to have a certain number of them marked off. I liked how they did that. The military is the only thing where you're really super duper looking at what other players are doing because you have to see, oh, how much progress do you have on your side? How much progress do
Right.
I have? That's how many points you get. It's not really antagonistic though. You play through until somebody hits those 3 goals. Game's basically over. Most points wins. Cool. It works. Totally works. Totally like it. Totally enjoy it. The gimmick of the dice box is great. I would say, like I said, it's fairly standard fare. So the blue section has a grid, as I mentioned, and you can go rows and columns so you can get a little bit of extra progress for bigger points if you're able to cleverly hop things based on that. The yellow section has little branches, so you can pick and choose what you do there. The green section has rows, and as you get to the end, it actually unlocks new dice, which takes away old basic dice. Nice little system there. I like it. I like it. I think it's great. One of the things I like about it plays at 2 to 7. That's a nice
Yeah.
player count. And there are little things like I feel like the iconography is very clean. They went with a
Okay.
very almost comic style of illustration for the boards, and that makes it easy to read and easy to grok. And they are
Mhm.
consistently using iconography. And in a game like this, that's so important. I can think of other recent roll and write games that we've discussed that didn't do that, that made
Right.
the gameplay experience so much more difficult. So I think Seven Wonders Dice, if you like Seven Wonders, cool. Dice is a lovely part of that family. If you like roll and writes, cool. It's got that die gimmick. It works really well. It's Seven Wonders. It plays up to 7 players. Cool. I like it. Solid entry. Solid entry. Seven Wonders Dice. It's a thumbs up. Thanks, Josh and Melissa. I do like it. Which you know because I've played it with you too. So there you go.
Nice. Is it long? Because I know I saw
Nah.
some friends playing it at a convention, but I
I
wasn't.
mean, it depends.
Yeah.
If people are really if everybody at the table is really bad at the game, it can, because if
Oh,
they're not pushing to complete buildings, but nah,
that's pretty.
this is not a heavy. This is not Hadrian's Wall or the
Okay.
Anarchy, which I will be reviewing in a future show because
The
I have to
Anarchy.
explore it a little bit
Is
more.
that
The
another?
sequel to Hadrian's Wall.
Okay, I did play it.
I got opinions.
Yeah, I did play that one. But I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. So the last game that I'm going to talk about won't take too long. It's one, if you're familiar with the video game, then you'll be familiar with this game that's in the video game. And it's called Gwent, the legendary card game. Have you heard of Gwent?
Yeah, oh,
Uh,
for sure.
oh, okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and I know they have like an app and some other things as well. For those who don't know, Gwent is a game that's in the game The Witcher, and actually that's one of my favorite things when I was playing The Witcher was playing a round of Gwent, which I was very bad at, but I still enjoyed it. So I'm not surprised that they made it into like a tabletop version. So it's designed by CD Projekt, Raphael Jacqui, and Damien Monnier. Artist is through CD Projekt and it's published by No Loading Games. I believe I received my copy as a review copy from Hachette. It's 1 to 5 players and it plays in about 20 minutes, and that's fairly accurate. I guess it depends how well you know the game. Like I played it and I know it well, and the person I played with knew it well, because I do find this is a type of game I prefer it 2-player, by the way. You can play it in variant ways like with other players, but it's not my favorite. I do prefer the 2-player option. I did not try solo. I don't know how that would work, to be honest. I didn't even look at it because I was like, I'm not gonna do that. But 2 players is more my speed. I guess it would be like the video game, but then you'd have somebody else. Anyway, long story short, it's something else you'd have to manage, and I'm not about that life. It costs about $41.95 Canadian, which I was kind of surprised when I saw the price. I'm not gonna lie, but there are quite a few cards in there. So there's a lot of replayability in the box. So you'll have the different decks for the different factions that you're going to be playing. And within those decks, you'll have people who fight from distance. You have like your archers, your distance fighters, and then you'll have ones that are more melee fighters. And then you'll have like a catapult section. So one's firing those catapults. And you're like, okay, what does that all mean? So what's going to happen is you have a game board. In this case, it's a piece of paper that folds out. It almost looks like a wooden, I don't know how to explain it, but like a wooden table almost with slots. So the other players across from you, they have their own side with, melee, range, and then that kind of catapult row. And then I have the same, for example, on my side. Then you'll have a side for like your decks, and then you'll have cards that you can also play that affect weather. You'll also have your kind of like faction leader. That's like your big person that you can play, that they will also have a special ability. Weather is a thing. We'll talk about that. So during the game, you're going to get to be able to play. You can play cards back and forth, and then you can take that opportunity like, you know what? I don't really want to play any more cards, because you need to carry those cards over to the next round. And this is where my problem lies, and I just want to like go hard and, put all the things in. So cards correspond into their row. So if I have a card for a character that only can fight melee, it has to go in that row. The problem is sometimes the person you're against may have a card that may affect that on your side. Like the person I was playing with a couple times had a card that could go in my row, which could potentially negate abilities. Do you know what I mean? But it gave him an opportunity to draw cards, and you're thinking, oh, who cares? Drawing cards is very good because you carry the cards you have over round to round. And in order for you to win, you need to win, 2 out of the 3 games that you play. And if you have no cards to play, you're just going to have to pass and take the loss. So the deck you choose is important because I had someone then playing certain cards on a row to match mine, gave them more draw ability where they had a handful of cards and I did not play very well and had like 3 cards. So there was just no way that I could beat them. Do you know what I mean? So you have heroes. Anyway, you have all types of cards that can kind of like buff you up, but it's how you play them, when you play them. And then sometimes you're playing against the deck that's really powerful. So you have to just be a bit more strategic. Sometimes you just maybe give them the win that first round so you can suss out how they're doing. So Gwent literally plays like in the video game, exactly how it is. You're just doing it yourself with cards. I like it with 2. Again, people may like it in the variant version. That's not really my thing. But if you like Gwent, I think you'll like the card game. Do you need it? In my opinion, no. But there are some people that like to have, these types of collectible. And I don't even know if this is going to be a collectible card game, but just like that more of a tabletop vibe. Maybe they're just not into video games as much. And this is a nice option for you then. So Gwent, the legendary card game.
Love it. Yeah, I know I was at PAX West last year, and it was very popular.
Oh,
It
I
was
believe it.
like, oh my gosh, the booth was packed, and like that's what was just flying out the door. So I
It's
think
good.
there are a lot of fans out there. Witcher fans are passionate.
Yes, you can say that.
Awesome. Well, it wouldn't be an episode if we didn't serve up dessert. And Mandi and I always this is why we like it when you help us, y'all, on game pie topics. But Mandi and I were like, well, what can we do? What we can do? And for whatever reason, we stumbled on a fun one. Back in the day, we used to do some artist or designer homage game pies. And so that's what we went with today.
Hey, that's good.
All right, Mandi, game pie. There are so many. Not so many. There's a lovely group of illustrators that have just built up a phenomenal body of work in the world of board games to the point that their name on a game is a big selling point for the game, right? And one of those people is Ian O'Toole. So our game pie is full of some of our favorite games illustrated and or graphic designed by Ian O'Toole because Ian is Ian's kind of does it all, right?
Yeah.
In one capacity or another. And I think that graphic design element is so important. Not only is he an excellent illustrator that has showcased a variety of styles in his work that really elevate a game experience, when he gets to do the graphic design, it's extra compelling because he's a gamer. Right? This is a person that understands games and thinks about graphic design as the language of gaming and infuses that into his work. And so impressive. So impressive.
Absolutely.
And so when you get a game with illustration and graphic design by Ian O'Toole, right? Inherently, I'm like, oh, what's going to happen here? I mean, that's how I feel about it, Mandi. I know you hate Ian O'Toole and hate all of his work, right?
Absolutely. Oh, just terrible. Wah, wah.
And I will say, having gone to conventions over the years, things like that, I've been lucky enough, Mandi, I think you have too.
Yeah.
I've met Ian a number of times in person, and he's also just kind of a lovely person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely person makes lovely work. So here we go. Our homage to Ian O'Toole game pie. Mandi, serve up the first slice.
All right. This was an easy list, I gotta say. There were so many options. And the first slice of Ian O'Toole, I have to be careful how I phrase this. Ian O'Toole graphic design game pie. We'll go with that. I got to say the whole thing is Clinic Deluxe Edition. So it's a strong choice here. So the game itself is crunchy and it literally is like, I think you're trying to like build the clinic of your dreams. Obviously the business aspect is where you're coming from. So it sounds kind of dry and you're like, oh, like how can you make that interesting? But I like the art vibe to it. And it almost has, I like retro style kind of colors that they're, anyway, it's one of those games where it's simple because it's like, it's supposed to be clinical, right? But there's still pops of color in the game. And I think that's what like draws your attention to it. And then you're like, oh, dang, this is like really heavy. But then you're like, I'm already drawn in by the colors and art. So I need to know more about making this clinic of my dreams. So Clinic Deluxe Edition is one that I really enjoy and was pleasantly surprised that it was illustrated by Ian O'Toole.
One of my all-time favorite Alban Viard produced, games, and just excellent choice. Love that one. First up for me, a couple of these Lisboa. So obviously, Ian
Nice.
has done some phenomenal work on these big Vital Lacerda games. And thank goodness it's Ian because these are hugely complex games and the language of the game is so, so important. Plus, Lisboa just has, the setting, it's infused in the approach with the blue line work and the white backgrounds. And it sets the tone so beautifully so that you can immerse yourself into the gameplay even more. And Vital, I got to speak to Vital once, and he talked about how he's very often theme first when he comes with the game. So he's thinking
Right.
about Lisboa. He's thinking about those fires that the game's about, and
Right.
and the rebuild. And so that's what Vital is putting to his game design. And Ian just takes that and thinks you can just see him putting all of that thought into the art and graphic design as well. So Lisboa, excellent example.
It also makes me think of the blue and white. I don't know if anybody's also Portuguese in their background. You remember the plates on the walls and they had that kind of blue swirly way. If you see it, you know you know. So, anyway, they captured that rather well. My second slice of pie is Sankore, the Pride of Mansa Musa. And this is a midweight kind of Euro game, and it's about spreading knowledge through West Africa. So you're thinking, okay, like how can we make this work? And it definitely the colors and the illustrations on this one have that like warm kind of vibe. So like you think of those places when you look at the actual cover. Do you know what I mean? So there's like a bit of I wouldn't say it's writing necessarily, but there's some kind of just the way that the illustrations are drawn. There's a camel, and like we usually associate those types of images with that part of the world, and even the color palette that's used is those warms like oranges and reds, and makes me think of spices actually because they're spices that I would eat. But and where did they originate from? From some of these kinds of places. So for me, it definitely fit the vibe of the game, and I also thoroughly enjoy the game as well as the illustration. So Sankore, the Pride of Mansa Musa.
Next slice up for me, another Vital game. Sorry, had to do it. And quite frankly, I think one of my all-time favorite Vital games, On Mars.
Yeah, that's a strong one.
Ian's all up in that business, and in terms of illustration, I it's secondary to some elements of the game and
Yeah.
all the graphic design and all the iconography and things like that, but it all comes together in such a wonderful package. And when I think about illustration and graphic design and what like they can make or break a game. And I mean, bad graphic design, bad like it can turn a good game into a mediocre experience, right?
Mhm.
And On Mars just pulls all of these moving pieces in together beautifully for a pretty epic gaming experience. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And thank you, Ian and Vital, for making it.
Yeah, strong choice. Good game, good illustrations. Love, love. My next slice of pie, actually, this is a game suggested to me by Suzanne, which I did end up buying. And that's Carnegie. And strong game. Yes, yeah, it's very good. I think I've played this game quite a bit. And you're trying to become an influential entrepreneur. And that's a lot of games, right? And definitely when you see the vibe now, no one get on like it wasn't in this exact year. I'm okay. But it definitely has that industrial revolution type kind of like,
Sure, sure.
look to it.
Yeah.
Don't at me, okay? I'm not saying it's exactly in that time frame. I'm saying it has that vibe. And very distinguished looking gentleman on the front. So it just fits the theme of the game really well. The color palette that's used is like muted where it needs to be to kind of fit the theming, that economic type serious vibe, with pops of soft kind of greens. And I'm a big fan of like mint green or any of that kind of green. So
Mhm.
it looks really well, works well with this.
It's
So
very pretty.
Carnegie, good game, and another one with some great design.
I
Art
just
design.
seriously top 50 game for me. I think Carnegie's
Oh,
so
it's
good.
so strong.
So good. Another chonkers and fair number of chonkers, honestly,
Yeah.
and I think that just speaks to where can the industry turn to reliably have like these hefty games treated well. Galactic Cruise. This is all the
Yeah.
hotness, Mandy.
I
All the
haven't
hotness.
played this. I want to.
You will like it.
I
You
know.
need to play it. Galactic Cruise. I know, Mandy, some of your local friends up there listen to the podcast.
Oh, they have it.
Somebody has to have a copy of this game. Get it to the table with Mandi, please. Please help her. It's excellent, and again, a lot going on. Space tourism, but,
Yeah.
the real kind, where you're sending up rockets, you're making pit stops along the way, you gotta market your tourism, all that good stuff, all done with this super kind of cool retro vibe, modern retro vibe
Yes.
that
Oh, definitely
just
that.
sings, it hums in this setting. Galactic Cruise, excellent game, excellent example of Ian's work.
Yeah, I like the art on that one too. Like I said,
It's
I like that
solid.
kind of retro, modern retro kind of
Yep.
look. It's very cool. My last slice of pie, well, this should be no surprise to anyone. It's a Vital game and it is The Gallerist. I think I've mentioned this game a few times. And well, The Gallerist, funny enough, it's about operating a lucrative art gallery. That is the point of this game. And heyo, we're talking about the art. And this one I feel is like a slight departure from some of the other ones we've seen because, I mean, it does fit the aesthetic. It's about art and you want it to be a little more kind of cutting edge art. So it almost looks like it's like a ripped, like a painting where you're presenting it to somebody and they wrap it in brown kind of paper and
Mhm.
it just looks like someone's just ripped off the top so you could see that part of the image and it's definitely kind of more modern style art. So again, it fits the vibe and it's funny because I think this will age well. Sometimes you see some games and it happens, right? Older games sometimes have an older look and I think this is one that actually will just age really nicely based on the cover art. So The Gallerist for me, good game, actually great game. It's one of my favorites and I think the art fits the vibe of the game.
Good call. I mean, I like On Mars and Lisboa better, but I
I
respect the
know.
choice. I respect the choice. All right, last slice in our Ian O'Toole homage game pie. Fit to Print. Fit to Print is I think a Peter McPherson game
I think you're
about,
right.
you know, setting fit to print. You are setting a newspaper back when newspapers were a real physical thing, right? And you had to lay out, you had a limited amount of space where you had to fit all the different elements of a newspaper together, from articles from different genres to ads to editorials, things like that. And Fit to Print uses polyomino tiles that you're putting together. There's a number of different modes of gameplay. I love this game. Unfortunately, I don't get it to the table as much because
Yeah.
it's got a real-time speed element that a lot of my friends don't care for. There is a turn-based, but I just can't make it happen. But I love the game. And what I love and why this is my last slice that I wanted to highlight is there is so much personality in
Uh-huh.
this game, in the art and illustration. It's kind of set in a world with anthropomorphic animals. It's got this softer palette and this softer art style, which all of these games, I think if you look at them collectively, you look at Ian's tool collectively, you see a real ability to approach with different styles, which is so cool. And I think Fit to Print is a great example that's very different from Galactic Cruise, but still so immersive and entertaining and
Uh-huh.
visually compelling. And every one of these things is different. Every article is different. Every shape is different. Every character is unique. And it just gives you such a great vibe and it just brings life to the game in such a great way. So, Fit to Print, one of my all-time favorite Ian O'Toole games, and glad I get to highlight it here. It's delightful.
Good way to end. Very strong.
Thank you, Mandi. Thank you. There you have it, folks. We will wrap that episode 90. 80,
90.
90.
420s and 10.
Well, I in my day job, I work a little bit with Yellow Publishing. We have to have
Right.
business meetings, and I met with a lovely woman from France at GAMA,
Nice.
and she just had the most charming accent, and I was delighted. Anyway,
Aw.
so I think
Yay.
that's why French is on my mind. So,
Oh, it'll be much
90.
better than mine, so.
Mandi, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for listening and for being here. Now, obviously, we can take more game pie ideas. I would love to hear from people in the Baltimore area, tips and trips. I mean, I
Yeah.
might forget them by next year, but it doesn't hurt to kind of seed them now. So drop those in. You can always email us, saltandsassgames@gmail.com, or leave a comment in our Board Game Geek Guild thread. Cool. 4131 Salted Sass Board Game Geek Guild, or follow us on social media.
Yes, you could be watching us right now on the Twitch or YouTube, and you can find us there at Salt and Sass Games. That's Salt and Sass Games. Or on the socials, you can find us on Blue Sky. Got a little professional there, and we just did Salt and Sass. You can find us there at Salt and Sass. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at 613Mandi. That's Mandi with an I. How about you, Suzanne?
And you can find me on Blue Sky. I'm at 425 Suzanne. It's a pleasure and privilege to be podcasting with you. Thank you so much for being part of our extended gaming family and for letting us be part of yours. Mandi, I mean, I feel like Gamma's kind of knocking the door open to
Yeah,
the season is starting.
it
Rev up your
is.
engines. We got lots to talk about in future shows. Oh, I can't wait I got to get one more play of the Anarchy in. I want to play it solo.
Okay, okay.
I've played
Yeah,
it 3 times now, not solo.
okay. You're gonna try it.
Refresh your thoughts, Mandi, because we're in talk.
All right, all right.
So until then, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, folks. Really look out. We're here. We hear you. Love you. Mean
Yes.
it. Drink a lot of water. Stay hydrated. And play a lot of games. We'll see you next episode.
Promotional consideration has been provided by game publishers in the form of review copies of games. If you'd like to support the podcast, please check us out on coffee.com/saltandsassgames. Thank you for your support. We are also part of the Goonhammer Media Network. Check out more of their content on media.goonhammer.com. Salt and Sass is produced with love by Mandi and Suzanne, and we'll be back next episode with more salt, more sass, and more games.